Already. You know, I don't really share a lot with you guys much anymore for reasons. Yeah, right. I learned the hard way. I used to kind of stream with like my heart on my sleeve in a way. It would be a little too revealing. But I'll share this story with you guys because I think it's funny. And I think you guys would like it. It has to do with my son, who is 10, already realizing that women get special treatment and already going on rants, little rants, fit for a king. Fit for a king, for sure. It would like randomly while I was playing the Switch. Like, I don't understand. Why is it that girls get special treatment? I was like, what? He's like, yeah. Why is it that girls get special treatment? They get treated like they're better. They get treated like they're different, like they can't do anything. They're allowed to get away with stuff, and it's totally unfair. And I'm like, oh, tell me more. He's like, yeah, like if a girl runs in the hall, no one notices. No one cares. But if a man runs in the hall, all of a sudden it's a big deal, and he has to be, there's a consequence for it. He has to miss recess. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like just kind of like smiling, laughing about this, and he's going on. He's like, if a girl cuts a line, no one cares. But if a man cuts a line, all of a sudden it's a big deal. Like, you know what? Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like that, isn't it? Why and why he's like this? Because it's justified. My son sees the situation. He's like, if I run in the hall, I get in trouble. But if that girl runs in the hall, she does not get in trouble. They look the other way. They let it go. And already, like my son, like is like he has a girl in his class is like, oh, girls are better than men, boys suck, and all this stuff. And already he's like, I hate that. That's not fair. That's not right, and it's not even true because girls need men around to like even open jars for them. Apparently, even open doors for them. And I'm like, well, I mean, you're not wrong. Yeah, that's yeah. I'm just like enjoying that. So already, what I'm saying is, society's not lost, man. A 10-year-old is a 10-year-old boy is smart enough about that. I realize that. Okay, wow, that's there's hope for the future. Okay. Dug a little deeper by asking a couple questions, and it turns out that he did actually get in trouble for running in the hall. And that's where this comes from. He ran the hall in school. He got in trouble. But the girl was doing it. She did not get in trouble. I was like, that's not fair. That's not right. But I told him, like, the longer he observes, what I say? I said that it's like it's a thing that happens. And you'll notice more and more that it's totally BS. But yeah, girls get special treatment. They 100% do. They're treated like they can't open doors, they can't open jars, they can't do anything for themselves, they can't even make decisions for themselves. You'll find out that they can't even decide where to eat. You get a girlfriend, you're like, hey, where do you want to go eat? She's like, I don't know. And she can never make a choice. Never make a choice. She wants you to make a choice. It's like they can't do anything at all in their life whatsoever, have to be directed. Really, when they're looking for a boyfriend, when they're looking for a man, they're looking for a daddy that can take care of them, all their needs, every need, okay? Make decisions for them, okay? Anyway, that's not what this stream is about. This stream is about Kino Casino. Oh, wait, in the nature of Kino Casino, wow, it's about Kino Casino. Wow! That's not annoying enough. That's not annoying enough. I don't have anything to claim. Wah! Kino Casino! Okay. So, what we're talking about here today, I'm going to take some callers. You guys can call in if you want to. And I want to ask the question, does Kino Casino exaggerate their claims, other stuff? Okay. All right. I mean, I think that's a given. I'm leaning on yes, but I'll get into that. Is that a bad thing? What is the consequence of that? Like, is it bad for society? And what does that say about the audience? These four things. I want to explore these four things with you guys, okay? Oh, no. I activated the camera. Now the camera's going to follow me wherever I go. Like the government. It's follow me. Follow me. Oh, no. It's a secret program. I got to salute. I got to go like this. Got to salute, and then we're good. Wow. I got cool tech over here, and I still streamed to like 10 people. Hey, 10 people, how's it going? You know what? Hey, how's it going? I said I'd stream on Sundays. I stream on Sundays now. You know, I got people I need to spend time with. You know, I can't just stream every day. Hey, when you see a streamer streaming every day, what that means is that's time that they're not spending with people they're supposed to be spending time with, or probably like, I don't know, family, friends, you know? Like a couple years ago when I was streaming all the time, just about every day, yeah, that was time I was not spending with the wife. And boy, oh boy, did things go awry for sure. Nowhere near as bad as some of the people that the Kino Casino talk about, but yeah. Oh, anyway, Kino Casino. Kino Casino. Okay, like I said, talking about the Kino Casino. A lot of people claim that. Oh, first, let me back up a little bit. What is the Kino Casino? You guys know Kino Casino is a show. It's a show where they talk about these two hosts, these two guys, PPP and Andy Worski. They talk about the drama, the hot goss of other people, the dirty laundry of other people, particularly like popular people, popular online. If they have some sort of internet clout, they'll talk about them. If they're a celebrity and across their path is kind of interesting, they'll talk about them. If it's trending, they'll talk about it. If it's a trending topic, they'll talk about it because, you know, they chase the trends, they chase the drama just about like everyone else that does drama streams. That's what you have to do to stay, relevant. And so they do that. And when they do, they do it in a very theatrical, exaggerated way that's extremely hyperbolic. You could tell by I'm screaming at the top of my lungs. This is the best thing ever. You know, they have to be loud because loud equals funny, you know. Apparently loud equals funny. If you're loud, it's funny, which... Well, I have to ask you, if you were to listen to the Kino Casino and PPP was not yelling on the top of his lungs, would it even be watchable? Is it only... wow. Is it only kind of somewhat watchable because PPP does scream at the top of his lungs, like, in a way that's like a clown putting on a show? Like, it's like the clownish behavior is what pulls you into it. You're like, what is this? It's a circus, you know? Kind of curious about that. But, of course, we know about that. You know, there might be some people who watch us who don't know what the Kino Casino is. It's a drama show. That's all it is. And there's lots of them on YouTube. There's lots of them everywhere. There's ones on TV. You know, TMZ is a famous one. Okay, there's all sorts of shows that, and it used to be back in the day, magazines, tabloids that would talk about the drama and hot goss and dirty laundry of various people for various reasons. Well, for the main reason for ad revenue, for money. Okay, because why? Because people are kind of curious about the drama of others, or people by large are fascinated. Hey, what does this person do? What does this celebrity do? Okay, they take the people that are worshipped and seen in a good light, and you just tear them down. And I mean, for some people, if they're known, it's kind of like, oh yeah, that's justified. That's absolutely justified, and it makes things kind of in a way, it kind of puts perspective on the people that these celebrities that people idolize. But now in the current day of age, we're like in a time where internet celebrities are a thing, and they're not even really celebrities. They're only people that only maybe really maybe 1,000 may know, and be like, oh, that's a lot. No, 1,000 across like the spread of like the U.S. and the world population. It's not large, you know. Have you ever seen it where an online celebrity tries to do an IRL event? Like, they have to be top to get a big I guess gathering, okay? Like, if there's some like bottom or mid-tier streamer, they're probably not going to get a big meetup, you know? Like, if you got like thousands of people watching you every night, that's thousands of people watching you online, right? And they could be all spread out the U.S. and the world watching you. If you try to do a meetup, you're going to only get like maybe 10% of that, right? So, I mean, that's being very conservative. But anyway, someone's saying Kino forever. Now, I'm going to try to be neutral on this, okay? Because I do watch the Kino Casino every now and then. Not because I think it's quality. No, I don't think it's quality. No. Like when I watch it, I'm looking for very greasy, deep fried drama that's deep fried in the worst of the grease. You know, the grease had not been changed in years. Wow, that's bad. And But for some reason, you know, with the salt and the seasoning and all that, it's like it feels. It doesn't even fill me up, like drama wise. It's just fast food drama. That's what it is. It's done in a very greasy way. Like obviously things. I'm already going to answer the first question. Is it exaggerated? Like when they do the shows, I lean towards yes. Because they do kind of have to scream on top of their lungs. It's usually PPP. Andy Worski chimes in every now and then, but you know, he's like stoned out of his mind. He has to be. You know, we'll watch him clips of the Kino Casino. There's no way he's not stoned out of his mind. He seems like it all the time, man. Trust me, I would know. But you know, it's theatrics with them. It's very much theatrics. I gotta pledge allegiance again. Now that Trump is the boss, I pledge allegiance every just about every. It's supposed to be every 30 minutes. Okay, but he might have changed things. I'd be like, Trump is number one. I love him. I don't have a problem with him. I do think some things. Just quickly, we're gonna get back to topic on. Just very quickly, I think some things like changing the Gulf of Mexico to Gulf of America is kind of dumb and kind of stupid to waste time on. You know? No, it's kind of stupid. It's dumb. It doesn't make any sense. And yeah, anyway, back to Kino Casino. All right, so yeah, I'll be asking, do they exaggerate? Is that a bad thing? What is the consequence of that, and what does that say about the audience? I'm going to go over what I think so far, and then open it up for callers, okay? So, does the Kino Casino exaggerate when they talk about the people that they talk about? Yeah. You know, you'll see examples where they'll talk about something, and they may not have really solid proof, or they might just say they do, but they don't really show it. And they just run with it, and they run to the most extreme things. And of course, PPP has a way with words to kind of paint very theatrical, vivid pictures of the worst case scenario for entertainment purposes. Like that's what he does. That's what he did back when he just streamed in his apartment. He's not really changed on that. You know, he'll talk in a very loud way, be very loud presence, just be kind of annoying in that way, just screaming, and it has to be, you know, just in that nature, okay? Like he'll be talking about people in a way like he's clutching pearls, like he's really concerned about what they could do to society as a whole. Okay. Is that a bad thing? Well, if you're going to the Kino Casino for news, well, then that is a bad thing on you. They're not a news source. They're not doing CNN over there. It's not that at all. So, is it a bad thing? Like, I don't see how. Is it greasy? Sure, yeah. Does it open them up for like slander and libel? Well, yeah, but that's something that like the people that are being talked about would have to take care of. Like they would have to do that, and and that's something that every drama streamer kind of puts themselves at risk of when they talk about the people that they talk about, So, but is that really? But how does that affect the viewers? And really, how does that affect like this sector of like drama watchers, that's kind of what I think a lot of it is. With the Nick Rekieta, Ethan Ralph, those figures, Nick Fuentes. When it comes to talking about their drama, their dirty laundry, no one really seems to really care. No one's really going, hey, wait a second, what's going on here? This might be much, or we don't really know. No one really wants to give them the benefit of the doubt. I mean, there's some people, it's a small population, right? Small number. But it's like, by and large, it's like, whatever. And you kind of do what you will because of what they've done and what they built up. Their reputation is already tarnished to hell and all that. But I think when it comes to some people, it's like, they should be shielded. They should be protected because they're not really in that sector, or you don't really know, or they do this or they do that. But it's like, okay, are you playing favorites there? And then I guess if you look at it in that perspective, from that perspective, you could see it as a bad thing. But then again, I would just say, well, then it's not really for you. Okay, you're complaining about an over-the-top, exaggerated drama stream that's loud and obnoxious. All right. Like, okay, you don't like it. All right. Well, you don't have to watch it. It's that simple. But you're gonna obsess and hate watch it. Okay, it's you know what? On that stuff, I'm kind of torn on that. On the people who like to obsess and hate watch things, and I include that. I did that too with the dorps and all that stuff. It's like you have to admit, there's a part of you that you have to admit and be honest that you are obsessed over something that you don't like, right? You're obsessed and spending a lot of time on something that you say you do not like, so you must like it. You get some sort of enjoyment out of it. I guess just maybe you get enjoyment from their, what they do, the mistakes they make. Maybe you just enjoy clowning on them. That's your form of entertainment. Like the people who watch DSP, it's like, you just want to laugh and mock them all day, every day. It's like, okay, yeah, it's cool every once in a while, I suppose, but like eventually, it's like, well, I mean, what else do you do besides just that? Oh, anyway. And what is the consequence of the Kino Casino like doing that, like being a show where they're heavily exaggerated and obnoxious? Well, I mean, there's libel, there's slander, but that's something that the people that are being talked about at the handle. I mean, that's about that. And what does it say about the audience? I think what it really says is that the audience doesn't really care. I mean, someone could probably argue that maybe the audience for the Kino Casino is low IQ and dumb because they like loud sounds. You must be loud and annoying and obnoxious for your attention to be gained and attained, right? Like you want the over the top, like very WWC, larger than life, theatric narration and stuff. Yeah, there might be some that like casual watchers who kind of are familiar with some of the names that they talk about and just kind of want to see what is popping off. That's kind of where I'm at. Where I'll listen to it every now and then, just to see if like there's someone there talking about that. I'm like, oh, I remember Razor Fist, like Razor Fist, for example. I remember Razor Fist. What's going on here? And be like, oh. Of course, when I'm listening to it, I'm like, well, I'm not really sure how much of it is true, but there's a lot of it there, and I mean, every now and then they show a screenshot. Every now and then they have something there that's kind of funny. It's kind of like, it seems like it gives kind of some weight, maybe a little bit of weight to what they're saying. But that's kind of it. It's kind of passing by. So that's about it there. Let me go ahead. There's a few things we could do. All right. I tested the audio. Everything should be good. I don't really use Discord VC much. Oh, yeah. I watched him cover Melanie Mack, and I thought it was funny. I thought it was hilarious. Which, that's how I got onto this topic. I covered Melanie Mack, and then when I showed a screenshot of Melanie Mack in the Tomb Raider bikini cosplay, I think it was that image. Someone commented and be like, bro, I thought you were different from them. You just showed a screenshot that was like a PPP Photoshop, bro. It's something like that. And I'm like, what? PPP has the ability to Photoshop? I don't believe that for a second. That would require PPP to take his hands out of the Dorito bag. No, I don't believe that. And then I looked at that image again very closely, and I was like, man, this is a very convincing image. Very convincing image. Huh. Kidding me. Hold on 1 second. All right, here you go. All right, I posted the link there. Let me make it a little bit more specific. Call in, welcome. Now, if you come in, you're just gonna want to like throw some N-bombs or whatever. Like that will not. I can't entertain that anymore. I just can't. All right, let's see. It looks like we got someone here. All right, hey, El de Gusto, how's it going? I don't know if you can hear me. It looks like you're muted. El de Gusto. The lingerie pic was the Photoshop.
Can you?
Well,
can you hear me?
How is that Photoshopped? To look the lingerie one. What was the lingerie one?
Can you? Am I coming through?
Yeah, you're coming through.
Okay. PPP. He completely photoshopped this. Like it was an obvious one too, because like it showed real unrealistic. If you know her body type, like.
Well, I'm not sure what image you're talking about. I don't even know what image you're talking about.
Oh, you showed like a number of images. They were all legit except for like one was like a PPP lingerie pic he photoshopped, and it was like very clear Photoshop, and he got like chewed out for it like on the internet. And then he essentially doubled down, and he pretty much just said, okay, yeah, I made it up, but it doesn't matter because
I didn't show a lingerie image. I didn't see a lingerie image of.
There was one. There was one. I when I watched it, because it was a very briefly shown. It was one of the PPP pics.
I mean, I just had Twitter tabs opened and various images from there One was the bikini one. Is that the one you're talking about where she's in the Tomb Raider bikini?
Uh,
Is that what we're calling
it,
lingerie?
it, yeah, maybe that was it.
How is that
It's something
photoshopped?
that
It
it
looked
looks
pretty
like it's
real
a
to
bra
me,
or
man. It had her
something.
tattoos and everything.
Well, she has tattoos, but
It had her
uh,
tattoos. It looked like her
can
tattoos
you
with a
show like
bayonetta.
the the pic? I really wish I
I know.
took a
I don't
timestamp
even
or
know.
something.
I don't know if we're even talking about the same image. So like, this is kind of.
I don't think we are because one was a very specific, infamous PPP Photoshop that he like got called out for. It
Okay.
was something like he was wearing black lingerie. Um, but like the other ones where she was just wearing Tomb Raider crap, and yeah, she does that.
Hmm.
I think she just talks out her ass,
Yeah.
and
Some in the chat's like, "Hey,
in
can
like
you
an
show
echo
us this
chamber.
image? Let's see this image." Because like, all right, I didn't really notice any of that. I think I could find it if it's the image I think you're talking about. I could put it on screen. If it's the one where she's in the Tomb Raider bikini, and I mean, we could analyze her tattoos and all that stuff. But okay, on that topic, so the Kino Casino, like, do they exaggerate? Is a bunch of like hyperbolic nonsense?
I think PPP knows what he's doing when he does stuff because I remember when they started getting really big because of the Ricada drama. People, when people started sharing it, people that knew about them like before I did would always be like warning, they're gonna bite the hands that feed them now. They're don't trust them because they always do this stupid drama stuff. And I gave them the benefit of the doubt, but most of the stuff I was warned about, they've pretty much done.
Yeah. So like, I guess the idea is that if they run out of stuff to talk about, they will turn around and talk about you.
I think he's just lazy about research, and he tries to
Well,
find.
yeah, yeah. Hold on. Let me put them on the
No, no,
screen.
literally the Melanie Mac thing. He was choosing between Melanie Mac and Anna that Star Wars girl, and Anna that Star Wars girl is a literal dirt eating retard.
Yeah, but Melanie Mack
And
went all like she went full retard
yeah,
on her
but like
anti-gooner
it's
stuff.
weird because they were doing it initially because they were saying she was sweeping for Ricada, and like she's barely ever been on stream with Ricada, and that was usually through what's her name, the redhead, uh the one that always interviews all the women folk, uh
The comedian? Isn't
yeah,
he supposed
yeah,
to be a comedian?
man, Chrissy Mayer, Chrissy
Yeah,
Mayer.
Chrissy Mayer.
But Anna that Star Wars girl, she used to do a weekly live stream with Ricada on Flashcast. So Ricada, like, he had a much deeper connection with it. And PPP looked at them both, and he chose Melanie Mack because he didn't really know Star Wars girl, even though she literally eats dirt and literally was like trying to defend like Ricada and attacking people that criticized him while trying to say, I'm not defending Ricada. And the closest thing with Melanie Mack was she's like, I pray he gets better, and she attacks other people more than Ricada, and it's like I don't give a crap what Melanie Mack's like thinking about this. Like, if you're gonna choose the drama stuff, don't try to fabricate like weird tangents. Go with the solid connections because friggin' she records herself eating dirt.
Well, yeah, but I did catch an episode of Kino Casino where they did talk about the dirt eating girl, the Star Wars
Yeah,
girl.
that was
So they
because
did talk about her.
they were skipping it for a while, and they they were covering like they were trying to decide whether to cover, you know, which one of them, and they covered Melanie Mack first, and people kept on like mentioning, no, you gotta cover that Star Wars girl because she's actually going to war with Sean from LawTube and Aaron and all, and she really sucks off EVS, and uh, it, she wouldn't have so many haters if she didn't like directly insult like fans and friends of her friends. It's weird.
Okay. So they did talk about Star Wars Girl a little bit because I do recall them talking about her
Yeah,
eating
they
dirt.
did. They covered that
Yeah.
dirt eating thing where she's
So the fact that
wearing
they
a
talked
mask while jogging
so the fact that they
away
talked
from
about Melanie
people.
Mack, I just want to ask you, do you have an issue because they talked about Melanie Mack?
They can do that. That's fine. Like I've said my opinion. I think she talks out of her ass from with stuff, and I think she just kind of had a weird meltdown where she had to divorce and got canceled, and then got in a weird echo chamber. I know people like that in real life, so it's like people were trying to give like all these conspiracies, like she's a secret agent, like from the game studios, and they're trying to ruin the credibility. And I'm like, that's retarded, dude. No, you know, ladies like this, they just talk out their ass sometimes, and they get a little preachy, and then they contradict themselves like
Yeah.
constantly, and it's like,
Yeah.
okay, like it's just the strangest thing. They try
Well,
to make everybody's position on the minutia of what you believe in with Melanie Mack when it should just be like, why does that matter at all? No, nobody
but you
cares.
could
Like really, like the only time
uh
it's noticeable is when she does something like she called all Sikhs like demon worshippers, and it was like, oh god, that's really
Okay.
cringy.
Well, I have to
Like
ask you, so they talked about Melanie Mack at first because she did say we got to pray for Ricada, which it
yes,
was like, but they talked about her because I think they consider everyone to be fair game, and she has a following, so
I
why
think
not
they
talk about
thought it
her?
was the bigger payday, like
Oh
a bigger
yeah.
payday, like flat out because PPP was all like, oh, she says the F slur. Oh my god, if I harpoon this whale, I'll be rich.
Well, yeah, that's
And
what they
it's
do,
like,
right?
but some of it was he kept on like doubling down on weird dishonest stuff though. It's like, okay, like research it like a bit more. Like it, a lot of her connections now, it comes from like she's friends with like the quartering, and
Yeah.
a lot of people have strong opinions about the quartering. So that like instantly is gonna like pull in like drama. Like so, okay, it's wise to choose this being a target, but like don't try to artificially be like, oh, we had to do it because she's defending Ricada too much. It's like, no, you guys do different segments. Make it clear, like I'm gonna insult her because I think she's stupid or she's a hypocrite or something. Blah blah blah. Don't try to be like, hey, all you guys that suck us off for hating Ricada, join us on the weird Melanie Mac, hate stream thing. And it's like, you don't have to do that, dude. You keep on trying to make like a cult because like PPP constantly is like, oh, Ricada does this and blah blah. He's like aware of what he's doing. He knows how to like game people. He keeps on saying like, oh, I grew up in a church family and as a salesman, so I know, how to sell people. But it's
Okay. Well, hold on. I got to ask you here because, when they talk about other people related to Ricada and stuff, and they dunk on them, um, do you have an issue with that, or is it just like Melanie Mack?
no, because well, mostly no, because it's genuine. Like a lot of it, like the people that dislike Ricada, they dislike him because he's like a hypocrite and he snaked everybody, and like that weird like Aaron situation, and like nobody defends Aaron, but like all the scumbags seem to like really hate him. So like they keep on saying people like defend Aaron, and it's like, what are you talking about? Everybody like makes fun of him. It, it
Yeah.
it's weird.
I mean, from my perspective, they're content creators, they're streamers, and they stream drama, right? So if there's someone
Yeah,
who's that
it's
has a
like Keemstar.
following, like Melanie Mack has a
You can
following,
believe.
and she says something and that seems like in defense of Ricada, like I would like if I was running a drama show, I'd probably run with that too. I don't even know anything, I wouldn't even know anything about her. Just be like, hey, this girl who's like talk about games. I don't even know if she plays games, but she talks a lot about them. She said we got to pray for Ricada. What amount of prayers is going to take the cocaine? Going to undo what happened? I could imagine them being very exaggerated about that whole thing. And
That's what bothers me though, man. Like when they go, it's this weird purity spiral, like witch hunt thing. It's like, okay, everybody naturally hates Ricada. That's fine. It gets weird, and you lose a lot of inertia for a genuine, like, criticism of Ricada when you start like going, we're gonna get you if you don't disavow Ricada like strong enough. And they're doing the same thing with like Razor, and it's weird, and it comes off as like manipulative. It's like you're manipulating the emotions of the fan, and like not in the normal all the retards in the casino fandom
Oh,
type of way, but
okay.
like they're
So, do you
oh
think
sorry if I can't say
you
it.
mentioned something? You mentioned the term the purity spiral. Do you think that the Kino Casino, when they talk about people, they're actually trying to hold them accountable for things like sins and grievances, like things like that?
I think PPP knows how to do that, and it's kind of like a weird sociopathic thing. Like he knows he's like a hypocrite, but he also knows that there's
Yeah, I
like
don't think he
a
cares.
lot of righteousness to it. Yeah, so it's easier to emote like when you can see like all the thread lines of, oh, a righteous person would be indignant about this, and the part of me that died long ago is actually somewhat indignant about it. So if I pretend that part of me that died didn't die, oh, it really helps with the pageantry, that type of crap, if that makes sense.
Okay, so and to make sure that we're good here, because like, okay, I can, if you look at it like they're going after them after people like for like an purity, like to ask, okay, this person did some really bad things. We're going to go after them and we're going to hold them accountable for what they did. But I think anyone who watches the Kino Casino, I would imagine anyway, would see that they're clowns. You got this obese man, PPP, who looks like a lesbian, all right? And like
Yeah,
the
and the
irony of a
Halloween
fat man calling another man fat is like, okay, guy, you're a clown yourself. So like, so them talking about Melanie Mack and dunking on her, I think it's just really just meant for like fun, and of course at her expense, like just about everyone else. But I think that's what
well,
it's meant to be.
it was, but like one of the main issues was the whole he did get caught like photoshopping like some stuff, and instead of like copping out to it, he kept on like doubling down like it doesn't matter if it's Photoshop, blah blah blah, and that that doesn't help if you're trying to do stuff and then you get caught selling porky pies, then it just halts all inertia. Like I wouldn't have any real complaint if it was like, you know, if that didn't happen and they were just doing genuine indignation crap. But too much astroturf.
Okay, so like, oh man, I need to find that image, because oh man, oh, so like if I find that image and post it in the community tab, I'll definitely ask, hey, is this Photoshop? What's going on with this? Because the tattoos, I remember if it's the one I think it is, the one where they're like, where she's wearing like the black bikini, it's
Yeah,
revealing a
yeah, that
lot.
one. That was the one.
Like, well, if
That was
that's
the one.
Photoshop, how did he Photoshop the tattoos on her to be matching her tattoos? I mean, that's crazy. But
Because she often, you know, wears something similar and they just Photoshop, around it. It was one of the ones he even admitted to.
uh,
I
I would
think
need
it was
receipts on that. I
initially
don't, I don't,
a
I don't
jogging getup.
like if you
It
show
was
me
like
receipts on that.
initially, I'll try to find it, and that was like when he initially did it. Like what was that? Like 6 months ago or something. But I'll try to find it.
Covered Melanie Max 6 months ago.
When, all the time kind of melts together for me. When was it that he initially was like screaming about, because the
It was
whole
this year.
this year's, no, that when he did that picture, that Photoshop thing, that was like in October or like summer or something when he initially got caught photoshopping that one.
Okay, so it wasn't the ones he showed on screen on the Kino Casino where she's wearing a bikini. I mean,
That
I
is
gotta
the
find
one.
that. I think
He,
I don't.
he's probably
Either we don't
shown it
know.
multiple
I don't
times.
think we know what we're talking about here. Okay, so my other question here though is okay. So you did say you did. Okay, is the Kino Casino the way that it is, how it exaggerates and like that? Is it bad for society?
They're mincing clowns, and in general, no. But when they try to, pull strings and like direct people towards their own ends, like in ways where they want to profit and destroy like their enemies that just doesn't have anything to do with the drama, it can be. But generally, don't take them too seriously, and most people don't.
Okay, so if I heard you right, it sounds like it depends on like who they're talking about. It could be. Is that right?
Well, like if they flat out like made up stuff about like Ethan Ralph, like Ethan Ralph, he works for the Soviets or something, like that would not be helpful because that
What you
just
mean? He's not a Russian
gives people
spy?
more ammo. No, he's
I
pro
heard, but I
Ukraine.
heard from the grapevine that he is that Ethan Ralph's working. He's working for the Mexicans.
Well, if Ricada says he is,
Yeah, he's
it's
working for the
fine.
cartels.
Yeah. Well, didn't they want to collect his his groin area, sever
Yeah,
it from his body because
yeah, they do because he failed them, so he has to make amends to them. So something may happen from that. I don't know, but yeah. So like, it can be kind of bad depending on who they talk about, I suppose, and depending on how they do it. But now, is that different from other drama streamers?
uh PPP is I think good at what he does. It's not terribly well. They have their own niche because they have their own niche that works. So the people that watch like Keemstar and stuff, ah, you make a good point. Is it really any different? I would say due to the fact that they kind of know to trick people, and not everybody knows everything about the Kino Casino because they only see like a clip. So if they don't see a clip of them dressed up as like SpongeBob characters or something, they just think it's what's
Yeah,
the stream? Oh, this guy he's talking in a very adroit like adult manner. He knows what he's talking about. Wow, let's believe him. But
yeah. Hold on. Yeah,
it's easy to ambush people with like just selective clips of theirs.
yeah. When they're dressed up as clowns, like when they were in the costumes, it was like a clear giveaway that these two idiots are absolute clowns. Like no matter what they say, it doesn't matter because they're just retarded. It's like what is this? And that's when I realized that
Yeah.
these two people, I follow PPP a lot more than Andy Worski, but like they don't care. They don't really have any, I guess, self respect, if you will. They
Well,
don't seem to
the
anyway.
thing that really shocked me, you told us about PPP claimed he sodomized this cat with an iron rod to death.
Who, me?
Yeah, I think you were saying his roommate Surfer
Oh yeah,
said
his
that.
roommate Surfer said that. I don't know if that. See, and I don't know if that's real. That's just some
Yeah,
gossip. That's like, well, how do I validify that? You know, how do I check that? I can't go back in time and
yeah.
see if
That
PPP sodomized a cat with a iron rod. What?
because I could believe it either way, and I could believe him bragging about it and then changing it later. But I don't put it out as fact. But I've been like trying to ask people to find out. I'm like, PPP, what's the deal with this? Because that's like it's crazy serial killer stuff.
Yeah, but that kind of shows you that people could just say pretty much anything about anyone,
Yeah,
and you might
that's
you might
true.
be more inclined to believe it based on how much you dislike that person. Like,
Yeah, the bias thing.
yeah,
That's part of like the issue that I don't like, that he'll manipulate the bias, which you can do, but like depends on how much you try to manipulate it for what ends and for like what sort of money. If you
Right.
do it in the general lane or area of like, oh, I'm gonna blur the lines of this drama, okay. But then if you start trying to like, I know, do it outside of it, and which they're not, to be fair, always doing. But like again, like PPP like went mask off like several times when he like ranted about like politics, and then he would just be like banning people in the chat for like disagreeing with him or for
Yeah,
even
yeah,
laughing
yeah.
at him,
I'll do that.
which is weird, and it turned like a bunch of people off. Like I totally, that woke me up. I'm all like, wait, what's going on? Why did I just get banned because I laughed at you guys? You're dressed as clowns. I thought you wanted me to laugh at you, but now I have to take you seriously.
Yeah, it's kind of like pick a lane, dude. Like if you're gonna dress up as a clown and act like a clown, know that you're a clown. Don't act like you're serious, right?
Yeah.
And I think sometimes they want to be taken seriously, depending on what they're talking about. If it's like real stuff,
Yeah.
like with the Ricada and the stuff he did with this.
I think definitely with PPP, that's the impression I really get from him. He'll get on his soapbox and then he'll be all like trying to act like I'm actually humble and blah blah blah. But
But he's
he
not though.
seems
He's
to
not.
want people. He wants people to love him like they loved Ricada, which is weird. And I remember I used to watch Ricada during like the Maximum stuff, like when he seemed like an upright guy, and people liked him because he was feigning a lot of genuineness, but then you find out he's lying. But I think PPP sees that and he's like, I could do a better job of hiding it, and it's like, mm.
Interesting. Think about that. Yeah, so it's kind of so PPP at times. So you're saying that PPP wants to be kind of like how Nick Ricada was, be like try to present himself as being wholesome and be a religious
I
man.
think
But
PPP thinks he's smarter than he is, which is enough to know that he needs to portray to people. I don't think I'm that smart. I think I'm just a little bit smart, and I think because of that, he thinks he can avoid the pitfalls of like the Ricada stuff. Like when they had that Vegas, all the Vegas leaks,
yeah,
I thought they would handle that like better, but like I could see from like how they reacted, like they were a bit shook. Like
oh yeah, they did. They were
it
shook,
was like
which
chum in the water.
I was surprised by that too because with PPP and Andy Worski, I would have thought they would just been like, yeah, we had a big Vegas party. Andy Worski did a bunch of blow, and we did a bunch of degenerate
Yeah.
stuff, which you do in Vegas. It just because I don't see them as I don't see them as morally upright at all. Like I know their history, and it's like okay, like these two are like dirtbag, degenerate, assholes.
Well, that's the thing. You knew about them from like day one. A lot of people jumped on relatively recently, like really recently, with the Ricada thing. Like, a lot of people jumped on. Like they mentioned like Bearing and a bunch of mainstream people started like really following them. At first, the first time I ever found out about PPP was when he was guesting on Ricada, and all he did was scream, and it really pissed me off, and I actually disliked Ricada back when I liked him because he wouldn't like mute him because it was hurting like the ears of a lot of the audience.
Oh, I
And
remember. I remember that time.
I
Yeah,
hated that one.
yeah. He
I
crashed.
thought
Yeah,
I
he crashed
ignored him
Ricada's
for
stream.
years because of it. Yeah,
Yeah. Well,
that spoiled the well for me. But then he came back and it's like, oh, okay, he seems to be criticizing people that people aren't criticizing, like Juju the cow and Ricada now. Well, maybe I'll give him a chance. But the more I watched, I'm like, oh, he seems kind of selfish and he seems kind of manipulative.
okay. Yeah. Yeah. So when you first heard about PPP, when you saw what he did with Nick Ricada, you didn't like that. It was very crude.
It hurt my ears,
Yeah.
and he just seemed
Hurt your
like a
ears.
trifling
Okay.
nobody.
Yeah.
I didn't even know he was doing a bit because he was like talking about
Well.
like he was trying to make it sound like he was like an incel that was lying about having a girlfriend that was like a model or something really stupid. Like that's obviously a bit I know now, but
Well, yeah,
I
it
didn't
wasn't.
know anything about him.
I don't think it was a bit, but I do think it was like there was a goal in mind, and the goal I think from PvP, looking at this now, and this might be just from where we are now and looking back to the past. I think his plan was to uh, be destructive on purpose so that he could get more followers and views. So, so he could destroy and mess with Ricada and shake some of the viewers off. And some people might be like, "Who's this PvP guy? He's giving Ricada a hard time, and it's kind of fun." Or some might be like, "Oh, I don't like this guy because he's kind of crude and rude and whatever." But
I
in
think
the chaos of it,
that
he
was probably
gains
the case.
viewers.
Like, I think he kind of failed at it because
He
it was
did.
just so annoying. The screaming was too
Failed
much,
at it.
even for them. Like currently,
Like during that time. Well, okay, this is interesting because during that time you didn't like that. During the time I was watching it, and I was like, "Oh, that's interesting," because like the drama of seeing like Nick Arcade have to deal with that and how he handled that was entertainment for me. And I saw how like PvP was kind of growing in like I guess the dark corner of the Ralph sector and all that stuff. And I was like, wow, okay, I see what he's doing. You'd be disruptive, and at the time he had this message that was like anti monetization, not making donos and all this stuff, which that completely changed, and so yeah, I just saw him as like this person who's destroying the scene on purpose, calling people names, calling people all this stuff. When he was just this fat retard, he was just wanted the views for himself so that he can make money so he can eat, pretty much.
well, the main issue I think is because Ricada put him on air, and the volume was such a drastic. Like I'm wearing earbuds, and then all of a sudden I listen to this, and I have to like take it off my head because it was
Oh yeah.
legitimately like
Oh yeah,
you're
it was loud
screaming
and
too much.
annoying. Something I want to correct in the chat
Yeah.
on high regard. It says PvP destroyed Ricada. Oh, I was saying a long time ago when Ricada would do streams, PvP would get on the stream with him, would crash it. He was destructive on that stream there, and Ricada allowed it because during that time there was like a certain set of rules that the streamers would follow, which is kind of dumb. And like they wouldn't.
He didn't want to appear weak.
Yeah, he
He's
didn't want
like,
to ban
I'll
for
let.
F word, F slurs. Didn't want to ban someone. Like you had to handle it in a certain way, and I was like, and that's kind of dumb. But
I don't know if he got the exact tone that he wanted. I know he's refined it because it was a lot more palatable when I saw him like years later during the casino actual stuff. I'm like, oh, okay, it's not busting out my eardrums. I can listen to this.
yeah, all right. And so I guess the other last question I have for you about the Kino Casino is everything we said about them so far. What does that say for the audience, the people who like to watch it?
I think it's divided between the hardcore, essentially Ricada cult level fans that are pay piggies, and then the people who just see it on clips and it's like, oh, these guys are kind of interesting, and I'll give it a watch. They seem really goofy, and you don't take them too seriously, and it kind of fluctuates between what type of fan you are because if you haven't seen them do clown shows, then you might not know they're a clown and just think, oh, they're doing a bit where they're just like, oh, I'm gonna hit a bell and go, whoa, buddy, and they're Canadian too, so you don't really take them too seriously.
No, of course not. And like one's a fat, bloated lesbian. The other one looks like Andy Worski acts like he says he's sober, but every time I watch anymore, it's like he's stoned out of his mind. He has to be smoking weed, right?
See, that's the thing. Like I don't know how much of it is because I was biased. I was always a little bit more biased towards Andy because PPP is like his manipulation seemed, it was much more obvious he was manipulating you. Andy seemed to be playing the role of, okay, chill, guys. I'm the lovable idiot. So I gave him the benefit of like the doubt, but
Yeah.
like then you started like pointing out you think he's making up the sobriety, and I I was believing him at first, but I don't know. I think I'm too
Yeah.
biased to be able to give a solid response after you pointed out some stuff.
Yeah, yeah. I'll have to say is when you watch him, if it's like watching Half Baked, that movie. I'm like, dude,
He
he's
is
like,
giggling a lot.
yeah, he's giggling. He's like smiling all the time like a dumbass. I'm like, dude, he looks like he's like level 10 high right now, like all the time. But anyway, um, let's see. I guess the one other thing, it seems like it. If I let me summarize what I heard. So the problem I hear from you about the Kino Casino is kind of who they talk about, what they talk about them, if it's handled like in a kind of a greasy way, if they just kind of like lie about them, like that stuff you don't like, right?
I yeah, I don't like them outright lying. Like, okay, you exaggerate and people can kind of figure that out. But like, if you get caught, fabricating documents or something, and if you also kind of get caught like trying to manipulate your audience to your own ends, like in a more overt fashion than just like the passive way you do it, it becomes unsavory. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I think that's about
One
it.
thing
Oh, go ahead.
before I go, I don't think they like Alyssa Clips anymore.
Oh, is there some issue there?
D- Well, before they used to be like really, it was a symbiotic relationship. That's how I started watching them because okay, Alyssa Clips would show it, and I think they reached a point where they're like, okay, we got our own clip game going, and I think they now kind of see her as competition because like before when Ricada was like releasing some stuff that turned out to be false about her, PPP got on his soapbox and he started like crapping on her, but that was like months ago, and
Yeah. Yeah.
I know that I haven't seen them talk about her like positively in a long time.
Yeah. Well, knowing how they are in that business, I wouldn't be surprised if they do have some beef, and it's probably some petty reasons. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. People could turn real fast, especially.
but
If it's
I
like
found her, or I found you through her channel initially when
oh.
you that one clip with you going, Ricada, keep on drinking, Ricada.
Yeah. 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 I did say that.
If you remember that.
Yeah. Just
Yeah,
keep on drinking, Ricada. You're doing great. You're doing fine.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I watched you from since then.
Oh, okay. That's cool, man. Yeah, that's cool. Shout out to Alyssa Clips. I mean, I like
Yeah,
her, but there's not really much to clip out of my channel. I don't really do a whole lot on this
yeah.
channel. It's kind of at a rebuilding period, like
It's
forever.
for fun, passion.
Yeah, yeah. I do it on the side. I mean, I got a job. I'm a janitor
Yeah.
at a porn store. Okay, I gotta mop the jizz rooms. No.
Well, I shovel coal for under to power a big dynamo underground. That's mine. Yeah.
No, I just throw that stuff out there, see if the Kino Casino picks up on it. you know. Oh,
Don't
that's the
believe
other
any.
thing too. Jesse PS of Pod Awful, like he put out fake information about Mersh. I didn't even really catch that, and
Yeah.
like Kino Casino covered it. I didn't even catch the clip of what they were talking about, but I'm not surprised that happened because why would they vet anything? They don't really care about the facts. They don't care about that.
That's one of the main issues. It torpedoes credibility when because QB Farms sometimes does it, particularly Josh, and they act like it's not a big problem, but it's like it is when all of a sudden it gives ammo for like, oh, okay, so you do make up stuff sometimes, or you do just want to believe something, so you say it's true because you want to believe it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think, but I kind of wonder though if people kind of asked for. I wonder if it's based on the person who's being talked about, if they're like wanting more evidence, because I remember some things were said by Ethan Ralph that were just kind of like are we serious? Did he really do that? Like gas puppies in an oven? It's like, come on, man. What are we talking about here? He had a bunch of puppies in the oven. And
Well,
I don't
with
know,
that
man.
one, people naturally like go, okay, I'm not sure if I super
Yeah,
believe that. Just like with the PPP killing cats thing with
yeah,
iron rod up
yeah.
their
It's
bum.
like I think that
Yeah,
surfer just saying something outrageous. Like I said, hey, you know
yeah,
what? My dad, uh, my dad used to go around and to make money, he would have to kill cats. Yeah, he would be
yeah.
hired by these people to go to their yards and have to kill the cats on their property with a baseball bat. Like that sounds outrageous. That's what are you talking about? That doesn't make any sense.
With like the Ethan Ralph thing, they'll it's fine. Like for instance, when they're all like, oh, he's a coprophiliac, he likes to eat poo, and it's like, okay, you can see the line of exaggeration from that where he
Yeah, he
didn't
stuck.
seem to mind to put poo poo covered things in his mouth. Isn't necessarily Ethan Ralph like goes, oh man, I just love feces. That really gets me hard. It's you could see the line of okay, that's what's being exaggerated. But
Yeah,
when they like,
he likes butt play. He does like butt play during
yeah,
sex. He'll thumb an ass and smell it. And which, by the way, there's a
yeah,
lot of straight dudes. There's some that will definitely do that. Hey, if they want to fuck the butt, they're gonna do some other things. I'm just saying. You if you're in the chat, you may know someone who's done something like that. They don't go eat poop, but they like, dude, like, I all I have to say is just far above. Oh man, I don't, just go on. I guess go on Reddit. Go Reddit/sex or whatever, and see the stuff they talk about. It's fucked up sometimes. A lot of it. I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying go do it, but I'm just saying like, but that wasn't even necessary because it was exaggerated on purpose. It was exaggerated because it's funny
yeah,
to say Ralph eats poop. And is it true?
yeah.
Well, I mean, he did like either sniff it or lick it after he had a thumb in the butt. Okay, but like. Is he asking Faye, as her name's Faith, right, to poop in a cup and just eat it? Like I don't think he's doing that, you know.
And why it's not as much of a problem is people see the line of why they're saying it. They're like, oh, okay, they're saying it because of so and so.
Yeah,
But when if they try to do some other sneakier stuff where you're not seeing why they're saying it and their source is trust me, bro,
yeah. But
and
so
that's a bit different.
so they'll run with what's funny with like people like Ralph and Ricada, and they'll do the same with like even Razor Fist and Melanie Mack. I don't think they see a difference in the targets. They just see it as someone to talk about and have fun.
I think they see
Fun
dollar
with.
signs, yeah, because they seem to be like what do you call it? Worski seemed to be chill with like Razor Fist before, but then they're all like, oh, Gunnar Gate. Oh my god, everybody's getting interaction, and like losers are getting like clout. Which, we could be one of those losers, and they jumped on a bandwagon, I think, and it was just annoying because too many people were like trying to make that a thing, and it was like, whatever.
All right. So I think we answered the main questions here regarding the Kino Casino. I don't know if there's another caller that wants to come in, but definitely thanks for clarifying and hanging out.
Yeah, thank you very much. I didn't even realize I was going to pop on. I just clicked that link.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, you take it easy, man.
All right, bye.
Bye. All right. All right. So if you guys want to call in and we can talk about the Kino Casino, the VC is open. Take a look at the chat, what you guys were saying too. Let's see. Oh, no, they talked about things other people talked about. Yeah. I mean, they're a drama show. You know, like when everyone was talking about Destiny, they're going to talk about Destiny. For show, for sure. Now, I noticed that, especially in Destiny, that they would talk about things that the other kind of like streamers, drama streamers wouldn't really get into because, you know, they would say they want to muddy the waters or whatever. But and some of those streamers are like kind of close to Destiny. It's kind of like what's going on here, you know. And you get kind of that, like, oh, are they covering for him? And, what's going on here? But I'll just say just hear. I think what was it? All these other women were coming out saying that. What is it? Denims was that girl that came out and said that Destiny had recorded her, used it for blackmail for sex. Like, okay. But it's a drama show. So if there's something popping off, someone saying something about something, they're going to talk about it. Whether it's true or not, I don't think it matters to them, obviously. Kind of like, let's say, TMZ. TMZ. That's very popular. But they've made up stuff quite a bit. I don't really follow TMZ. So I had to look it up myself. It's like, how many times have they completely lied about a story, completely made things up? Like this right here. In 2009, TMZ posted a dramatic photo of who was said to be JFK partying on a boat with some topless young ladies. They labeled it the photo that could have changed history. The photo turned out to be from a 1967 Playboy spread. They once again look like complete morons. And they're pretty much, they're up there. They're very popular. So, yeah, I wouldn't go to the Kino Casino for, like, factual information. Like, if no one wants to pop in right now, what I could do is... Oh, actually, I wanted to play this. Kino Casino, how it looks to normal people. Okay. Let's check this out.
Whoa, buddy! Mersh's car is being repoed live! Whoa!
Oh, is that a Pot Awful? That's Jesse PS for Pot Awful. Okay. All right.
Oh, buddy! Mersh's car is being repoed live! Whoa!
I'm hearing loud noises. I love this. I'm hearing loud noises. If it's loud, it's good.
This is the craziest, most insanest.
What you're missing all the clanging. Oh, man. I don't want to play any games right now. The controller fell. Okay, anyway. Yeah, you're missing the clanging. Let's get that.
Most insanest show! You're not going to believe what you're about to see. The thing from yesterday's show, but again.
He told me not to talk about it. He said I will not be on the same screen as that fuck Chris Jericho.
And meanwhile, it's like, who's a Mersh? Who really cares about Mersh? You cannot go outside and run into 10 people on your way to the store who even know who Mersh is. Okay? Like, all these people we talk about, as I talk about them too every now and then, just keep in mind, if you were to walk to the store and he asks the 10 people that you walk by, if it is, okay, not a single one of them will know what a Mersh is. Like, what the hell are you talking about? Who's a Mersh? What? I'm just saying.
Oh, look, Mersh got up and he left.
Man, like they have like this little bar.
It's Mersh Week!
Like right by the
Mersh car.
There was a
repo.
There was a.
But wait a second. Doesn't Jesse PS and Mersh go back and forth? Doesn't Jesse PS talk about Mersh all the time too? Isn't that kind of his thing for a while? I remember that. I haven't talked about Pot Awful in a long time. But I remember they used to have a feud, back and forth, and there would like there'd be like some like pranks or whatever being played. Okay, but I guess it's how you do it. It's not if you do it; it's how you do it. The rules of A-logging, I guess. The ethics of A-logging, the ethics of drama streams. Talk about 2/28/2019. What happened then? I don't know what happened then. February 28, 2019. I don't even. What's that date? I left at the start of the merch segment saying nobody cares, and it was just filler because there was much to talk about. Yeah. So I remember correctly, Jesse PS is the #1 merch A-log. But I guess how you do it. But isn't Jesse PS also loud and obnoxious too? Okay, hold on here. Hold on. I mean, this was funny because it's spot on. But I mean, like, you could just change it, make a poorly lit room, put like a skinny dude in red light. Hold on, let me. Have you seen a Pot Awful clip lately? I've seen one, and I was like, I'm not even sure what I'm looking at. Oh yeah, this is the Pot Awful stream. All right, you got the Earthworm Jim headphones on. Keep this a secret. Okay. Oh, this right here. This is what I'm talking about. I mean, okay, cool.
More talking.
Wait, he's loud.
Yes, the Chris Sherrick.
Oh, this is when he was doing the bit, huh? This is when he was doing the thing. Okay. Okay.
Okay, that's right, the Chris.
I sort of heard from a third-party source that Merch's car got repoed. Some guy on Reddit just claimed out of nowhere his car got repoed.
Well, here's where was that?
Oh, it's funny because it's spot on about PvP. It doesn't take much. You can say anything about anyone. And you know what, too? I encourage that. Like, we should all make sock accounts and put all sorts of stuff on Reddit about all sorts of, like, you know, just to use me as an example, okay? I don't know. Like you could do that, all right? I'll be like, oh my god, this, that, and the other. It's like, okay, yeah, it's all fake, bro.
Thank you, chat.
We were sitting at the
Like, take a picture of like Pot Awful. Oh man, oh, it'd be cool. Like, oh, I wish my Photoshop were like a PvP skills. Photoshop Pot Awful like in a dumpster. But look at the state of Pot Awful. He's dumpster diving now.
Thank you.
we were sitting at the
Okay, but I want to watch a previous episode because I vaguely remember Pot Awful also being kind of loud and obnoxious too.
Getting its baby legs at this point.
And,
Maybe
well,
not.
frankly, if you're going to listen, then that's great. If not,
Other than when he's on a video where it's him sucking off Destiny, then suddenly he's a cum pig where it doesn't even matter anymore.
Yeah.
No one noticed.
And this is where he's talking to someone right here.
Different things.
I would have to go through and find it, but I don't really care for that. I'm good. Let's get back to topic about Kino Casino. All right, so I want to take this here about like Six Hex and Hammer Insane. We'll use this clip as an example to kind of go. We'll look at this clip and kind of ask ourselves, like, is this exaggerated? Is it, hyperbole? Okay. Let's do that. PvP won't snake Worski. Oh yeah. Well, because PPP doesn't know how to run OBS. He needs Worski to run OBS. PPP has always needed an OBS slave, which is strange because it's not that hard to use. You press a button. If you can operate Windows, if you can operate, like, I don't know, a Word document, you should be able to operate this. Anyway.
This is an older clip that was uncovered that I stole, like, from his thread on Kiwi Farms. But
Okay.
this is
Okay, he's direct about the source, Kiwi Farms. Okay, which a lot of this stuff they do get from Kiwi Farms, right?
psychotic thing that he says here.
All right.
Very psychotic there.
I encounter roadkill. I've got a little bit of a twisted personality, I suppose. When I see roadkill, my first inclination is to try to run it over again. But I do that for an ethical purpose, because I believe that it might not be fully dead, and you're putting it out of its misery. It's basically
Okay, so you take a clip of Sticks X and ever saying something retarded. That if he sees roadkill, his first inclination is to run it over again. What? You want to hit that dead deer with your car again? That's not gonna mess up your tires. That's not gonna be a mistake.
to try to run it over again. But I do that for an ethical purpose, because I believe that it might not be fully dead, and you're putting it out of its misery. It's basically euthanasia. Sometimes it's bloated, and you're just doing it for fun, to watch its intestines explode out of its asshole.
Okay.
But
Well, we all heard that, right? I mean, you heard what I heard, right? I have never heard this before. I want to hear this again. What is this?
I encounter roadkill. I've got a little bit of a twisted personality, I suppose. When I see roadkill, my first inclination is to try to run it over again. But I do that for an ethical purpose, because I believe that it might not be fully dead, and you're putting it out of its misery. It's basically euthanasia. Sometimes it's bloated, and you're just doing it for fun, to watch its intestines explode out of its asshole.
Okay.
But you know,
Nice.
Okay. And so I mentioned in the chat too, I was thinking with the same thing. Very eccentric, right? Low-hanging fruit. Well, the fruit's low-hanging. Sure, yeah, it's easy to talk about. I mean, this right here, you can run with, do all sorts of stuff with. Is it bait? Does he actually think this? Well, I mean, Sticks might actually think this. Sticks might. I believe it. I believe he does. It fits his image. It's warped and messed up, and it fits it. So I believe that he does believe that he say this for, being real. However, two things could be true at the same time. Like, it could be like this is what he actually thinks, and also he knows it's shocking, and it could just be doing that as well. You know, it is shocking. You know, it's a shocking story. Like, if you heard this, if there was like a party, like a gathering of friends or whatever, or neighbors, if someone said this, it'd be like, what in the world are you talking about? Everyone would be like, that's insane. What? An instant attention grab. Okay.
Sicko alert! Sicko alert! Like, he's such a twisted.
Okay, that right there. PPP hitting that and saying sicko alert, sicko alert. Rumor has it PPP has some sick fetishes and stuff too that you can make him into a sicko as well. You know, there's a whole thread on him. It's not like anyone can't go through that. But you know, you just have to ask his roommate. But of course, you know how much of that is true.
putting it out of its misery. It's basically euthanasia. Sometimes it's bloated, and you're just doing it for fun, to watch its intestines explode out of its asshole.
Okay.
But you know,
Pause.
Nice. Sicko alert! Sicko alert! Like, he's such a twisted freak, isn't he? I'm just a little bit dark and twisted inside. I run over animals for fun to see their intestines explode. Why are you telling people
Don't
this?
we all?
Well, it's the like the way he's framing it. I mean, that is what Styx Hexenhammer said. He does like to run over already dead animals. There, he does get sick pleasure out of it. Then he's about to ask the question, why are you telling people this? And I think it's obvious why he's telling people this.
Fun to see their intestines explode. Why are you telling people
Don't
this?
we all?
Because it's shocking. Why are you telling people this? Because it's shocking. That's why. Because he knows it will get attention.
Styx?
Isn't that sick? Isn't he? By the way, this is Quartering and Melanie Mac's best friend.
Yeah.
And co-host.
And Razor Fist.
Support. Yeah, and Razor Fist. This is the guy who wants to tell you what you can and can't jerk off to.
Oh, okay, yeah, and they're going on the with the Goonergate stuff. I do find that stuff. You have these people. I'll play some more. I do think it's funny and somewhat ironic that people like Styx Hexenhammer and Razor Fist would be like have a problem with sex and sexuality in video games now, especially Razor Fist, when there's videos of him saying the exact opposite. But, you know, right now they're just doing like a guilt by association thing, which, I mean, but it's a played up show. I mean, that's what they're going to do. It's drama. Let's fire it up even more. Yeah, we're laughing at Styx Hexenhammer. He said this insane thing. You know, he's also friends with Razor Fist. He's also friends with the Quartering. Melanie Mac. That means the Quartering, supports... like fully supports this. You know, that's what they're trying to do.
Who runs over roadkill for fun to see intestines and blood go everywhere. Okay, now if that wasn't sick enough, look at this guy
Why?
now.
What is this?
So he's in his
He's a pirate now?
fucking bum pirate era. He's seriously now wearing this pirate hat in every fucking video.
Dude. What in the world? Oh my god. Oh, stop. Okay. Okay. I don't know what to say here.
And it's like, read alert, like, sir, do you go outside like that? He actually does.
How many videos?
Actually goes as a bro. It's like he does 3 or 4 videos a day dressed as a fucking pirate, wearing a tricorn hat and a leather jacket. Holy,
buddy, this is.
And of course, someone will be like, but Andy Worski and PPP, you guys wore silly costumes or whatever. Yeah, like I said, they're clowns. They're clowns. They're clowns. And I do think it's funny to see clowns laugh at other clowns like this. Because this right here is definitely Styx Hexenhammer's not doing himself any favors here. I don't even know what's going on with this. I don't even know, man. This is so stupid. Oh, my God. Was this like a phase? Was he on drugs? Was he on shrooms? Like, why was he doing this? I don't understand.
All right, everyone. Now it's time for an extra special video. All of the literary works that I've ever endeavored on...
I can't take this serious.
the literary works that he's endeavored. It's like we're supposed to sit here and take his political take seriously. Also, I can't verify that this is the case, but I think it is.
Yeah.
Styx is now posting in his own Kiwi Farms thread.
What?
Which,
Okay.
as we all know, always goes
That is glorious. That's great, huh?
well. Now, I'm gonna wait and see. I'm pretty sure it's him, and we'll probably go over the post on Friday.
Mhm.
But he's sitting there in his own Kiwi Farms thread arguing with people and trying to prove that he didn't abuse that woman. And then she's in the thread arguing with him. So like I'm pretty sure it's all fucking real. This guy's gone off the fucking deep end. He's
Oh yeah, I do remember 6X in there. We got some hot water with the girls in his past, with the domestic violence or whatever. I don't know what's going on with that. I haven't really followed that. Okay, all right.
He's walked the plank cap, and he's in the felted sea, and he's drowning. Like his
And
brain.
that's what I'm talking about. The way PPP's framing it and coloring it with his words. Like, yeah, he does that for style. He does that for entertainment. That's what he's doing there. And he's not trying to just deliver what the, I guess, the drama or the hot goss is about 6X and Hammer in a boring, monotone fashion. No, it's over the top. It's theatrics. It's all that stuff. And yeah, I mean, that's what you're getting when you watched him.
Is in the booze, man. He's lost in the sauce, bro. Like you can't, like the leather
Is
jacket.
that Stolas on the bottom right?
That is Stolas. Look at that though. That's your god.
It's like
this is when
hentai.
It's like when Faith Vickers did the drawing
I don't
of
even know
Ralph. Do you remember? It was that childish, shitty drawing of Ralph on the
I do remember that.
poster. That's the energy that
I
it
can't
gives.
remember
bro.
that. I can't remember that.
Yeah,
Fuck.
I hope a child did draw that. A child or a girlfriend.
Glad someone is calling these clowns out.
I have not changed that alert in years. So if you ever wonder what my stance is on Goonergate is, I don't give a shit, dude. What's the problem? You know, you need more tits in video games. I don't give a shit. All right.
Fuck.
Holy.
There's
Have
games
been
for
released
adults,
to the public.
games for kids.
How is his social blade? I'll
Edited
check.
over 400 works, mostly about occult topics, and occasionally a little bit of other stuff. I've written dozens of...
let me do the thing. Thanks, Coach Sauce. Glad someone was calling these clowns out. Well, you know what we could do? It's very easy. You just go on Kiwi Farms and look up PvP's pass and do a stream on him. Huh. I don't know how many shows you could possibly do with that.
of works, mostly political, actually,
Is he
other than
drunk?
my occult compilations and stuff like that.
Ooh.
But now I'm writing my own grimoire.
Yeah, did he ask, is he drunk? He might be. What's the problem with that?
I've written
Get
dozens of works, mostly political, actually,
Is he
other than
drunk?
my occult
Yeah. PvP asked, is he drunk? Is he drunk? What's funny about that, too, it's the Kino Casino. It's supposed to be like, I would think it's a show about Vice. Like when you're watching the Kino Casino, what do you think about when you think casino, right? You think Las Vegas, you think Vegas, you think Vice, you think sin, you think alcohol, you think boot, you think drugs, you think escorts, you know? They missed their opportunity, the golden opportunity to rebrand their show and just be honest with what it is. When they got caught with the Vegas party, be like, it was a Vegas party. That's what it was. I was hoping they would double down on it. I was like, just do that. Be honest. And then I think the people who have a problem with you would at least be like, okay, well, they're being honest about it. You know? But it's bullshit. Like, PPP, is he drunk? As if PPP doesn't drink. As if PPP doesn't have his own, like, vice of his own. Like, you know, it's funny on that.
compilations and stuff like that.
Ooh.
But now I'm writing my own grimoire.
But is Stick, Sex, and Hammer drunk? I mean, you see the way he's dressed. Like, yeah. He's been drunk for a while.
I'm documenting all of my various magical experiments, ceremonies. There'll be herbal...
Okay.
Various magical experiments. Read alert! Hear ye, hear ye!
Okay.
This
Hogwarts.
pirate is retarded!
Okay, on that one, I do have to ask. I do have to agree with PvP there. The doubling down on the magic stuff, like that is retarded. But like, I don't take that stuff seriously. at all. And I've seen some stuff about Six Axe and Hammer that makes it seem like this is not a LARP. This is stuff he actually believes in. He wrote books on it. Like, why would he not take it seriously? Guys in the chat, you know what? Hey, is that a poll? I mean, I don't know. We want to do a poll here? Maybe not. Do y'all think the magic is real? Do you think the magic is real? It's not even. I don't see the option. Oh, I have the wrong chat window on, I think. Oh, here we go. Let me ask, does Styx actually believe in that magic witchery nonsense? Let me just frame it that like that. If so, oh wow. But yeah.
Yeah, you hear me? No, seriously. It's so cringe, and he's so smug about it, and so up his own ass about it. It's like,
yeah, that is true.
You're
he is
posting
though.
Pure cringe. Like when you're
like Styx is pretty smug about his like magic stats. Like, that video where he made it implied. He implied that he might have cast some chaos magic that might have resulted in a district attorney assistant like taking himself out. It's like, okay that's pretty bad, that's pretty dumb, that's very much out there, man.
Sir, this is gay.
And then, like, after he claimed that he killed the DA of fucking New Orleans with the black magic ritual, he claims that he made it snow in New Orleans with black magic, chaos magic rituals. And now he's like writing down a book of magical experiments, but gets worse. Somehow he finds
like this stuff right here is easy material to work with because he's already kind of engaging like nonsense, low-calish behavior, like the whole magic stuff. It's the same thing with like Gothic King Cobra. Okay, like Gothic King Cobra believes in that magic weird stuff and dresses kind of like in a similar way, you know.
finds a way to top this cringe.
Okay.
Everything. It's going to be a bric-a-brac. But this one's not going to be for public consumption. This particular book is for my daughter, actually.
Wait. So you're keeping your dark magic book for your daughter?
Yeah, he wants to show his daughter's dark magic. Yeah, Andy, that kind of makes sense. If he believes in these spells, he's probably gonna do something like that. Yeah.
What? That is actually the most retarded.
It keeps getting worse. It keeps getting worse. Just hit play.
Okay.
We are occult royalty through blood.
Pause.
And
what the?
I don't even know what that means. Cult royalty. That.
Fuck. Holy buddy. Reach alert. Reach alert.
Like this stuff right here, like the bell and all that. It's annoying. It's so annoying to hear. But like all you have to do is say, what does that mean? What does cult royalty by blood even mean? Like I couldn't. It's like something you'd read like in Lord of the Rings or like Game of Thrones. We're cult royalty by blood. It's so out there.
Like delusions of grandeur, like insanity. Sir, you're saying that you're from a royal occult bloodline? How did we get there, bro? Were your mother and father wizards and witches too? Are we in Harry Potter or what?
Yeah, that's exactly it, PPP. We're in Harry Potter. That's right.
What are you talking about?
His daughter's gonna read this when she's older and go, sheesh.
You're never gonna see this shit because he doesn't see his fucking daughter. Because his daughter's in Amsterdam with his fucking wife that he was cheating on.
And like, okay, let me ask you: if you have a problem with the way he's going in on Styx, did he ever have a problem with the way he was going in at Ethan Ralph or Nick Rekieta? And if he didn't, then you have a bias there for sure. Because yeah, he's gonna bring up Styx dirty laundry whenever he gets a chance, because that's who they're talking about. Now you could say it turnabout's fair play, and then someone should go at PPP. Oh, obviously, yeah, that'd be cool. I don't see any problem with that.
The bitch that he allegedly domestically abused. And the man is now openly talking about black magic rituals while he wears a fucking pirate hat. He's supposedly a pirate warlock, pirate king, or something. I don't know.
Some people consider that a crazy statement, and I find that very funny.
Some people consider you saying you're
Man, some people say I pause way too much. Like, this is like kind of ridiculous. It's like, dude, just let it play. Let it play.
an occult royal bloodline a crazy statement?
No shit.
I think pretty much everybody thinks it's insane, sir.
Use JD Spare's logo in there. Oh man, it looks cool. But I noticed that they'll lecture me about God and demons and stuff like that on a regular basis when they consider me to be insane. Magic works.
Whoa.
I'll be conducting some ritualism tonight, actually.
Oh, really? Oh, just a
So, like, statements like this, he does actually believe it.
soft night of magical, ritualistic
We're
fucking...
going to be doing ritualistic sacrifices to animals in the backyard. What?
He's got like the pentagram with candles. You're like, what are you doing?
Just put the Trump fucking takes in the bag, sir.
Bro, if my internet crashes right now, you know it's real.
It's actually the dark.
That laugh right there. I told you, man. Stone. That's a stoner laugh.
Because every time we mention him, my OBS flashes off.
I did the other night as well. I'm documenting my experiments, and it's sort of like the concept. It's from Iceland mainly. Little Black Books.
What?
And
Wait, what? Little Black Book? I thought a Little Black Book was like a dating book. Little Black Book. Isn't it even a name of a movie? I think it is. I think there's a dating rom-com sort of thing called Black Book or Little Black Book. And it's about a dating book.
people would have like a book at home, and they would do incantations or prayers or something like that. They're interchangeable.
All that little like Iceland, tradition of writing down black magic incantations. Yeah.
Terms, basically.
Listen,
depends on.
this isn't ending well, is it?
No, this is going to end horrible.
Ending in tragedy. This is ending in like a Benoit or something. Like, this is not good. Like, whenever a guy puts on a pirate hat, you know that disaster is sure to follow.
And like, even if you were to do a stream talking about them, talk about the costumes, how ridiculous they look as they wear them in turn, right? It's like, well, they present themselves as these ridiculous clowns. It's like it's so easy. So it like when I hear PPP talk about Styx Hexenhammer the way he looks, it's like, yeah, that's ridiculous. But you know what else is ridiculous? Look at that. Like okay, even his background, like he still has like Christmas stuff up, and it's not even Christmas anymore. Is he too lazy to take all that stuff down? The answer is yes. The answer is yes there. For sure.
Dude. Like, we are in 2025. He's got a tricorn hat on with sunglasses and a leather jacket, talking to us about black magic rituals. He's lost his mind.
Which entity is accepted.
PvP's jealous. He's jealous because he wishes he knew the black magic. Maybe that black magic can help him lose some weight. But look, Styx is very skinny. It's working for him.
That you're praying to. Accepted entity, it's a prayer. Unaccepted entity, it's an incantation. And tips and tricks, herbalism, herbal healing especially. That's
tips and tips and tricks in the magic book?
Who the is going to take tips and tricks from a guy in a tricorn hat? I'm not like, who the is going to, who do you think is listening to you? Who is taking this shit seriously at this point? This is
I don't think this is meant to be taken seriously, PPP. You don't take it seriously. The people who watch Styx Hexenhammer, I don't think take the magic part seriously. They watch him for his political takes, and that's about it. I would imagine.
Beyond the joke, bro.
Yeah,
what is quartering like? How is quartering still?
Love the pie? Well, sometimes a broken clock can be right. You know?
Paying this guy money. How is Melanie Mac
I don't know.
Razor?
I mean, is the way Styx Hexenhammer looks right here, is it not funny? Is it not comical? Yeah, it is. If you say otherwise, come on, man. Come on. All right? Is it not ridiculous and clownish and about special for Styx to be like disinvolved this deep in some like weird occult stuff? Yeah, it's out there. It's quite out there.
In their righteous Christianity, well, this guy is doing black magic rituals as they make him money. Like, what's going on?
You know, quartering hates us.
Oh man.
Methodology for the use of chaos magic, which
that's chaos magic. He referenced that before.
the chaos magic, buddy.
Magic.
Going to disclose
It never
because
ends.
I don't want anyone coming after me. It's just the way that it is. I like writing. And
Styx, how in the is there even laws against chaos magic?
Well, actually, if you want to ask about laws against chaos magic, you want to ask Gothic King Cobra. He would be like the #1 guy to go to. Actually, if I was going to watch someone for like spells, I'd probably watch Gothic King Cobra. Honestly, it's probably work for him. Alex Jill Jones says, "That would stop it. I watched King Cobra for the the chi balls and the black magic. Well, that's good. That's. What about for the dank recipes? Okay." And to be reminded about the Forbidden 7. Is it the Forbidden 7? I gotta be reminded about that. In fact, it's been a while. I need to be reminded again.
How could the courts prove that you killed the DA of New Orleans, even if there was video evidence of you doing a voodoo ritual or whatever pagan ritual? And then he died the next day, and you said explicitly it was for the purpose of killing him? I don't think there's any way that the crime could be prosecuted.
No,
it's all fucking fantasy. Even
that is funny, though.
Into it, like, it's not going to do it.
The way he framed that there was kind of funny. I'll be fair there. Because he does make it seem as if, it's just the way he talks about it, that his little magic stuff is what had the DA, take himself out. Oh, the Forbidden 4 or 5. That's what it is.
Fucking hate.
There's another video that's even better.
Fucking hate pedophiles more than I hate my YouTube trolls.
That's right.
You don't fuck kids. You don't fuck dead bodies. You don't fuck your relatives.
Yeah.
You don't fuck animals.
Right.
And you say fuck rape in general. It's just the forbidden 4 to 5. You know what I'm saying?
Forbidden 4 to 5. Yeah. Yeah. Remember that.
Saying
anything because it's nonsense. It's not real.
And my penmanship is not necessarily the best. But
I believe that. I believe that. I believe that.
I'm laughing at what Styx Hexenhammer said. Not what my penmanship might not be the best. Yeah, bad handwriting too, huh?
necessarily the best. But
I believe that. I believe that. I believe that.
Me too, buddy. But shouldn't Stolas straighten your hand? The spirit of Stolas guide you to write it out properly for your daughter, or what?
Well, it was funny. Now it's kind of drying up there.
it gets the point across. It's legible. We'll put it that way. So yeah, I've decided to write a grimoire to pass down the knowledge that I have, because I feel that it's of value. And it's just I'm showing off the grimoire, and it's got an owl on the front. Yeah, there's a reason for that, by the way. So tonight
it's Styx, the way he talks about this is he's very committed. He's very involved. Like, this is not some grift or a front he puts on. Like, he believes in this stuff fully. So yeah, I mean, you can laugh at it for sure. It's easy. It's a little bit special. I'm sure it's entertaining for sure. For the same reasons, while it's kind of sometimes funny to laugh at some of the things that Got the King Cobra says. But there's only so much you can really do at that point. After that point, it's like, well, he believes it. It's kind of silly. It's kind of ridiculous. But okay, he's committed. He's committed to it. In some ways, it's like, wow, well, kind of respect it a little bit, even though I don't agree. All right, so we watched this clip here, and the question is, does the Kino Casino exaggerate? Just based on this clip, the way it's framed here, do they exaggerate? I mean, this clip was already wild. Okay, the stuff that Styx Hexenhammer was saying is already kind of very out there. It was like, well, you didn't really have to do anything to cover this. You just have to let it play, make little comments, and then that's it. Now, the part where he said, like, Styx, he brought up Styx Hexenhammer's, like, dirty laundry about, like, him cheating on his wife and then whatever. Like, me listening to that, I don't know if that's true. He presents it as it is true, as I'm supposed to just take his word for it. And at that point, I'm like, well, I don't know if that's true or not. It's probably not. It's probably exaggerated. It could be. It's just, like, I would rather just watch the clip itself. So, like, if I see, like, Kino Casino's referencing this, okay, how about I just check that out instead of listening to you two clowns check that out? Because I know you guys are probably going to exaggerate it. You're going to play it up. Now, if you like that sort of thing, I mean, that is that. It's kind of like just a more greasy delivery, a greasy, sleazy delivery of the drama there. I would say, just be mindful of that. And also just know that the hosts themselves, they have their own drama. They have their own garbage. And I suppose, like, let's say, like shows like Jerry Springer. Where Jerry Springer will obviously present problems, these weird family situations, dumpster fire situations, and put that on display for money. And that's greasy, that's sleazy, and it's exaggerated stuff as well. And a lot of it's played up. There's some some manipulation behind the scenes. Some of it is fake, some of it's real. But the show was never really about Jerry. The show was about, the people that are on the show. It was about their drama, their garbage. And if Jerry Springer had the sort of baggage that PPP or Andy Worski did, I don't think that would have worked. Like, if you had a host that was just as much of a dumpster fire as the people that he's bringing on, I think it kind of ruins it. And I think that's what the problem was. I think if you look at that and understand what I'm saying there, I think it's understandable why some people may have a problem with the Kino Casino. That PPP and Andy Worski, a lot of people know their drama. It's all out there on the Kiwi farms. Now, it's a lot of it. It's a lot to get into, a lot of lore, and it may take a while. You'll have to watch a lot of YouTube documentaries, and they might be buried. I don't know. It would be worthwhile. But the drama's out there. Their history's out there. So you could see that they're very clownish. They're very much the locales that they make fun of, people that they make fun of. So, when you look at it that way, it's kind of like, okay, you could be like, oh, well, it's kind of hypocritical. It's like, well, they're guilty of the same thing. It's like, yeah. But I think, I kind of wonder how many people really are concerned about that. Obviously, you could tell by, their viewership, not too many people. But it is a small show. I know it might look big at times in comparison to other shows. But if you were to ask someone in real life, someone you meet, like a coworker or something, if they know what the Kino Casino is, they're probably not going to know what it is. And if they were to watch it for, let's say, Nick Rekieta for that coverage, they're probably not going to like it because it's loud and obnoxious. And I know this, of course, on a personal level of my neighbors in the area that may have watched the Kino Casino be like, and they're like, this is garbage. Yeah, it is. Anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it, man. So I think we'll wrap it up here. Love the pie. Just butthurt jealous, complaining with no substance. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. Love the pie. There's no substance at all to anything I said about PPP or Andy Worski. It's not like PPP had an embarrassing fallout with his roommate Surfer. It's not like there was this embarrassing story about how PPP can't even shit right. And can't even wipe his own ass. And it's not like Andy Worski doesn't have a stream out there where him and Ethan Ralph decided it was a good idea to, as streamers, investigate PDF content. For what reason? I don't know. They did. Anyway. Six is cringe. Oh yeah, he's cringe. He is cringe. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoy this. We'll probably cover this maybe a little bit more. The cliffhanger here is, will we explore PPP on a future stream? Well, we could definitely do so. Be great. Yeah, y'all take it easy.